see the faces. Shadows won't be too bad. Congratulations, Dave. Once again, if you're just joining us, please turn off your cell phones. No video, no flash photography in this room. We'll start with a comment from Coach Van Horn, and then we'll have player questions, and then we'll ask questions to Coach Van Horn after that. Dave, congratulations. Give us an overview, please.
I thought we did a good job of swinging the bats early. I thought Kingham did a really nice job of getting out of some jams. We just couldn't get really that big hit. Heston got one in the first, but you look up and we got six hits and one run, and you start to get a little nervous as a coach. You feel like you're leaving some opportunities out there. Blaine just kept, getting them out. And I think he would tell you that, he didn't have his best stuff, but he really competed hard, and he gave us what he had, hot out there. And, like I told the team after the game, the big swing of the day was Luke Bonfield. We went from down 2-1 to up 3-2, and it happened with 2 outs. That was the swing we were looking for to get us going a little bit. And then obviously we set up the big inning, had a couple runs in, had a rain delay, and came out and really just did a nice job scoring some runs there in the 6th inning that gave us an opportunity to relax a little bit. So proud of the guys. They hung in there. They stayed focused, for 5 or 6 hours.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes now. Please ask for a mic, identify yourself, and to whom you're requesting your answer from. And we'll start right there.
Yes, for Luke. Can you just talk us through the at-bat? Oh, sorry, Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
Thanks, Tom.
Can you talk us through the at-bat that gave you guys the lead, and then also what it was like going through the rain delay and then having that big inning in the middle of that?
Yeah, I mean, he started me off, all day long. They were kind of trying to throw me in, so he started me off with like a sinker in, swung over the top of it. Then he went slider away, laid off that, and then he left a sinker up, and I put a good swing on it, and wasn't quite sure it was going out. I know I hit it well, but you never know with this stadium and with the wind and everything. And as far as it goes, rain delay wise, the guys did a really good job of just staying loose, not trying to, I guess sometimes with rain delays you can get a little lethargic after them, and we kind of stayed loose, didn't eat a ton, and took some swings in the cages down there and came out, and we put up I think 8 on the board after the rain delay, so it was awesome.
Okay, Tom
Murphy
just beat you.
This question is for Blaine. Can you just kind of speak to what you had today, and also you got 13 wins, which ties a school record. Your thoughts about doing that?
Stuff-wise, it was okay. Fastball command was average for me. I had the big breaker working a little bit. Slider was working, and changeup a little bit as well. Just did enough to keep them off the board, and enough for us to come back and get a win. And then the 13-0 thing, I just chalk it up as another win for the team, and I'm just going to do what I can the next outing to get another win for this team and keep them going.
Did you know that tied the school record?
Yeah, somebody told me in the dugout, but I mean, I guess that's cool and all, but I'm just more about getting this team where we need to be.
Okay, Danny.
Danny Davis, Austin American Statesman. Luker Heston, obviously the 8 runs was big in the 6th, but how much momentum did that sequence in the 5th inning give you with Heston, you beating out that play at first, and Luke, you hitting that one out?
Yeah, I think, Heston hustling down the line was huge for us. If he doesn't beat that ball out, innings over, I never get the opportunity to put us ahead. So, that just shows you what type of ball player he is. He's always run hard down the line. He's a great kid, and, it was, something that maybe the average person didn't see, but definitely us as his teammates really appreciate.
Luke swinging the bat, put us ahead in the game, and got us a lot of momentum going forward. And then after we took that lead, we never looked back from there.
Okay, Tom, I saw Tom first, and we'll go back.
Okay. Heston, the play at first when you beat the throw out and then came back and hit the bag with their first base, McKenzie, kind of what happened there? Can you describe it?
I ran through the bag trying to beat out a double play, and then they'd overthrown it. I turned around, and they were fielding it, and they thought I'd committed the second base, which I hadn't, but I didn't want to call to be left up to that, so I wanted to make sure I hustled back in the first. So no matter what, they didn't have to go back and look at it. And going in the first, I was going full speed, and he was on the backside of the bag, and I tried to brace myself going in the first on him, and then he ended up falling over.
Okay, Aaron?
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball for Luke and Heston. It seems like this offense has kind of a history of putting up a lot of crooked numbers, you know, in big innings like that. What do you think it is about the character of this team that makes you guys so likely to do that? And can you feel it coming? Can you kind of feel that momentum building? And does it just kind of feel like it's just racing downhill at that point?
Luke, you start.
Yeah, you know, we have such a balanced lineup, and you know, it's a very, you know, we all know what we're trying to do at the plate. We all have a certain approach, and you know, once Casey Martin hit that leadoff hit after the rain delay, you know, everything just kind of snowballed on them, and we got a ton more momentum. We just never let up on the gas, so it was good for our offense.
Heston?
Yeah, Luke hit the nail on the head right there. It's a deep lineup, 1 through 9, and nobody's an easy out, and everyone's always fighting every at bat, and we're not giving away pitches.
Okay, Mike?
Mike Lanana, Baseball America. Blaine, obviously you deciding to come back this year. You wrote that letter about wanting to get to Omaha. Now you finally got to Omaha. You got out there on the mound. What was the feeling like? Was it everything you thought it would be? What was the atmosphere like? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything that I thought it would be. It's everything Shaddy and Luke have told me before, what it's like and the atmosphere. And, I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, I enjoyed it. I mean, try to enjoy as much as I can, but I still had a job to do. And so, you know, it was a blast, and I look forward to doing it again.
Okay, back here.
Hey, Matt Jones, Arkansas Democratic Gazette. Luke, you played here as a freshman, so you probably have a little bit of an appreciation for this. I wonder if you can touch on just what your thoughts were about the games that Kerstad and Martin had in their first time in Omaha.
Yeah, I mean, it's special. That's all you can say. I mean, I wasn't, you know, I mean, the way they go about themselves is just special. You know, they don't act like freshmen once they get on the field. They're very respectful off the field to the upperclassmen, which you don't really see a lot with guys who are that good as freshmen. They're never scared. So it's something I've never seen here, and it's pretty cool.
Okay, just have time for one more question. And Kirk?
Yeah, for Luke, Kirk Bowles from the Austin American. Were you surprised after the rain delay they brought in Chase Sugart, their number 2 pitcher, considering the circumstances?
No, I mean, that guy has really good stuff. I mean, runs his fastball up to 95 with a lot of sink. You know, I think they were just trying to stop the bleeding right there, keep the game at, I think it was like a 5-2 ball game at that point. You know, they felt like if they could, you know, keep our offensive bay there with that guy, they could get back in the ball game.
Okay, men, thank you. We'll see you Tuesday night. We'll hold on, Dave, and we'll have questions for you. Go to the clear out front here. Okay. Thanks, man. Okay, questions for Coach Van Horn? And we'll start here with Matt.
Dave, on the freshmen, Kerstad and Martin, I wonder if you can touch on what they did for you offensively. And then Martin, 3 of the last 4 games, he's made a pretty incredible play for you at third base. What have you thought about what he's done defensively at that position?
We'll start with Heston. You know, it just really came up with a big hit for us there in the first. You know, he's down in the count, I think 1-2 at the time, and his fastball kind of down and away, really a pretty good pitch. And he stayed through it, drove in the first run, kind of gave us a chance to catch our breath a little bit. And, you know, just Heston all day. It was just a force at the plate. Tough out, fouled off a lot of pitches. Even his last at bat, he struck out, but I think he saw 7 or 8 pitches at a minimum. You know, Casey didn't get off to a good start offensively. His first couple at bats were frustrating for him, but he made that nice play, got up and threw the ball, you know, real accurate, threw it across the grass there a little bit, but it was a perfect throw, and, you know, could have, you know, who knows, but it might have saved a really big inning there. So he's been playing outstanding defense, making all kinds of plays, and he felt bad about the bunt. He didn't get it out of his glove on the first try and allowed the runner to beat that out. And, you know, he kind of made up for it with his bat a little bit later, and just, you know, being Casey, he's a good player.
Okay.
Well, San Antonio Express News. Dave, obviously Texas is a team that really feeds off of Cody Clemens, and when he's going, the offense is really going well. And when he's not, like it wasn't tonight, they're just not. So, you know, what did you think about the way that your pitchers handled Cody?
I thought they did a really, really good job with him. You know, he's been on fire, obviously, and hitting a long ball, doing a little bit of everything. And in the at bat that he got the hit, he was ahead in the count. I think it was either 2-1 or 3-1. Pitch was kind of away. It was up in the zone a little bit, and he smoked it over the second baseman's head. You know, as the other bats, really, we, you know, got him flat a little bit. He struck out on a couple of change-ups, I think, and you know, new pitcher, he hadn't seen him, and I think that's one reason we had some success. I think he might have seen 3 different pitchers. So, great hitter. You know, we've talked about it all week, how we were going to handle it if the game was on the line. And, you know, Zubia's pretty good too. He's strong now. And he just missed hitting one out of Oppo on a 1-2 count against the Wind. But, you know, just feel good about the way, you know, Blaine kept him off balance. And then Losky came in there. And once he kind of got it going a little bit, and we had the rain hit, and he stayed loose. He played catch about every 15 minutes in the tunnel down there. And just kind of, you know, we thought, okay, we're going to let you go back out. And he actually threw really well, and then it looked like he just all of a sudden lost it. Went and got him, and Ramage came in and did a nice job getting that strikeout. So, not bad.
Okay, back here in the back.
Tony Boone, Omaha World Herald. Dave, Casey was just saying that you looked at him after the delay and just said, it starts with you. Can you kind of just take us through what was going through your mind and the opportunity you guys had with that at bat, and how important that bat was with how the inning played out?
Well, my thinking was I think at the time we'd already scored a couple, and I think we had a 3-run lead, and I was, you know, worst case for us, I wanted 2 of those. I wanted to get at least 2 more runs there, and you know, just getting Shugarty. They basically told us just everybody how important this game is, to go out and get one of your top pitchers, a guy you know, we were thinking they would probably start the next ball game, to try to keep it at 3 runs. And, you know, told Casey this is one of their guys, and he's gonna attack you. And he got just enough of that high pitch. It tried to get in on him, and he dropped it in left field. And obviously we had a left-hander coming up to face the righty, and he got down 2 strikes, and he got the ball. You know, ball was elevated a little bit, and he hit a hard line drive into left center. But, you know, just wanted Casey to be aggressive. With the bases loaded, you don't want to get down in the count to a, you know, middle of the order type hitter.
Tom?
Dave, could you speak to Blaine Knight, what he's meant to the team, and now he's got 13 wins on the season, that ties the school record?
Well, it just seems like every time he goes out there, and I say it every time, he gives us a chance to win. You know, we usually play pretty good behind him, whether he's, you know, pitching with his best stuff or average stuff for Blaine Knight. And today was more of a average stuff for him. And, you know, they took some good swings at him, but he had just enough to get him out. They had a couple balls to the track. You know, he worked his way out of a jam or 2, and he just didn't give up that big inning. And he's been a lot to the team, obviously. You know, you got to have somebody that you can depend on every weekend, you know, at this level, and especially in our league. And he's a guy that really, when I look back on it, you know, every weekend he gave us a lot of innings and gave us a chance to get into the ball game a little bit. You know, only had a couple, 3 no decisions. And, you know, obviously I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it wasn't for Blaine Knight.
Okay, Kirk?
Yeah, Kirk Bowles from the Austin American. You mentioned going with Chase Sugar. The appearance of the game is pretty obvious. Would you have been able to gamble like that and go with 2 of your top pitchers in a game like this in Game 1?
Well, you know, it's hard to second-guess anybody trying to win the first game, because if you don't win the first game, who are you going to get? You're either going to get Florida or Texas Tech, and somebody's going home. So I don't blame David at all. But I guess to answer that question, we talked about it. If Blaine got in trouble early and it was tight, you know, we could go with Isaiah Campbell. We could go with Murphy. These are guys that start for us because this is how important it is. So, yeah, I would say that, I would definitely consider doing it.
We'll have time for one more question for this session. If someone would like to pull the trigger on it. JJ, I saw JJ first, Tom, sorry.
JJ Cooper, Baseball America. Dave, when you have a rain delay that long, having a lead obviously is nice when you're in that situation, but is there anything in particular you try to do? You try to have them kind of gear down for a little while until you kind of know it's time to start back up, or how do you deal with that?
Well, once we realized it was going to be at least an hour and a half, just talking with all the officials out there, we came up into the locker room, and they're air conditioned. They laid around, they're goofing around, eating some snacks and that kind of stuff. And I just don't want them eating too much. And I think they were I kind of laughed because we had a doubleheader early in the year, and we won the first game, and somebody ordered us a smorgasbord in there, and I didn't like it, and we got whipped in game 2. And so the running joke after that was, you're getting a banana and a Snickers. And so when I walked in, I said, that tray right there full of food, you're not eating it. That's for Knight. You can have some. You're out of the game. Coach and staff can have it. I didn't have any. And they said, yeah, I know we get Snickers and bananas, right? And I said, you're right. And, but they get it. Like Luke said, we just don't want them to be sluggish. But it was really nice of them to bring that food up there, cheese and crackers and bread and stuff. And it slowly disappeared a little bit.
You can go get a steak now.
I'm
Okay.
hoping so, believe me.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay, thank
See
you guys.
Tuesday night.